Hey guys, Blue Commander here and welcome back to another video. So today I've created a brand new data pack for you called a clone entity. So this isn't really a normal data pack I have for like one command, that kind of thing. It is a data pack, but it's actually for map makers, for them to clone entities in their creations and create things based on that. I will also be putting some fun examples in the video for people who I don't care about map making, just want to see some cool things with this. But essentially how this works is it just duplicates or clones the entity who executes the command. I'll show how you do it and some cool examples like I said. But first let me just go through this example I've got here. So this weird like cloning tube I've created, that's actually just a texture pack, so if I remove that it'll be able to visualize it better. So as you can see, without it, it's just a carrot on the stick on the villager's head. In the description of this video I will put the model I created myself, and also thanks to Temmie, he made a couple adjustments to it, make it look a little bit better. I'll put his link in the description as well. But essentially that was just for the thumbnail and for this beginning skit, I guess you could call it. It's not actually got anything to do with the data pack, you don't need this resource pack, that's not how it clones. But just so you could visualize it a bit better, there's a special type of a carrot on a stick with a special data value which had this special model. And when put on their head it looked like they were inside of it. So what I basically did was I created an invisible bit of villager here, so you could see the model but you couldn't actually see our villager friend. Whereas here I had it visible. And when I pressed this clone villager, what I basically did is it killed the invisible villager here, and then using this function which I was talking about, this adds, libraries clone entity, I executed it from this villager here and cloned it about 6 blocks in this positive X direction to create this replica here. As you can see, it's completely copied the villager. I could drop this here and I'll clone it. As you can see, it clones it perfectly, just 6 blocks in this direction. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap world and go into a bit more detail about how you can create this yourself. And kind of after that I'll go into the actual data pack code and how I actually managed to achieve this data pack. Okay, so let's talk about this in a bit more detail. So like I said, when you do /function and then libraries clone, it's going to duplicate any entity that executes this command except players, because you can't clone players. As you can see, it's quite a big function, 294 commands. However, for a tool as powerful as this, it's worth it, I'd say. So how do we make it entities execute this if it's not players? We do /execute as, and then we just choose the entity. So I can do @entity type equals pig run function libraries clone, and if I quickly place down a pig, I'll also do sort equals nearest, and @s so executes from the pig. As you can see, there's now 2 pigs here. But the thing which makes this so powerful is if I put a saddle on this pig and I run it, as you can see, it keeps all NBTs, so now 2 have a saddle. Now you also don't need to make it execute at the same position, so I put @s. If I remove this, so it should be executed from my position. As you can see, it'll place it at my position. It doesn't have to be limited to one entity as well, it could be several entities, so I could do pig limit equals 2. As you can see, 2 pigs have just been duplicated, both these 2 here, into these 2. I could just completely get rid of the limit, so all pigs are now going to be cloned to my position. And as you can see, it's quite a big list. And I wouldn't recommend spamming that too many times, because now it's going to be double the amount it's going to have to do. Well, that's kill loads of them, but as you can see, it builds up fast how many it duplicates. So what can this be used for? Well, it can be pretty much used for, in terms of cloning, it can be used for anything. So it's very powerful. For example, the purpose of it is just basic cloning, of course. But then you've also got things like, I'm trying to think of some examples at the top of my head. You could have some sort of like item giving system. So as you can see, I just got every single item in the world. So you could have some sort of storage unit, so you could create a little area and drop your items in, and when you press the button it sends them to everyone in the world, things like that, I don't know. You could also have things like, hold on a second, I'm going to quickly make something. Okay, so I've just created a little system here. So basically what it does is it executes at all people who've just shot a bow, and from the arrow they just shot, it's going to duplicate it, and this one goes 2 blocks to the left of that arrow, and this one goes 2 blocks to the right, and then it just removes their shoot bow score, so it doesn't spam the commands. And what this gives is like a triple shoot bow effect, as you can see. 1, 2, 3 here. If I shoot over here, and the arrows kind of glitch for a second, but they update. That's just a Minecraft bug. And as you can see now, we've got like a triple shot bow. So if I just create some here, and I go like that, as you can see, we're now hitting all three. And the cool thing about this is if I get an anvil, and I get, for example, like the flame power effect, because that's actually duplicating them, all the arrows will be affected. So there we go, now we have a flame bow. So if I shoot this, now all three of the entities which are hit will have the burning effect. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So there's tons of uses for this, as you can see. I just thought this one right now, apart from the obviously just cloning, that in itself I find really useful. Okay, now I'm going to quickly open up Notepad++ and let's have a look at all the commands for it. Okay, so now we're in the data pack function. All the commands are in this one thing. As you can see, it's very big. So let me quickly go through this. It's not actually too complicated. As you can see, there's a lot of commands which are very similar. So the first 100-ish commands, I'd say, are just basically detecting what entity executed the command, and it summons a copy of that entity. But this is without the NBT, and they have a tag of no clones. We can identify them. And once we do that, we need to get the NBT. So using the new 1.14 command, which is why this only works in 1.14 snapshots, or if 1.14's come out, is because it uses /data modify. So what it does is basically sets the entity who executed its NBT to the one which has a tag of no clone. However, we can't do this for all NBT, so the next 200 commands are every single data tag in Minecraft, which took a long time to write up. It took a long time to find them all, so if I've happened to have missed one, I'm sorry, let me know, but I'm pretty confident that I haven't. I used MC Stacker as well to double check that I'd got all of them. So I'm very confident that I haven't missed any, but as I said, if I have, then let me know. And as you can see, it does tags last, so it's actually going to remove the blue clone tag at the end here. So that's how it works. As you can see, not every single time you do a clone you'll need all these commands, which is why my army generator also used this. However, I didn't use this exact function, so if you have a specific job, you can cut down the commands as well. So like then I knew I'd be cloning between zombies, so I didn't have any of these. I just had one for zombie. And then I also didn't need to have all this special stuff, because for example, not all this NBT is going to apply to every mob. So show arms obviously is just a armor stand data tag, and attributes, etc. That's going to apply just for certain ones. So if you have a specific use, then you could cut this down significantly to just the commands you needed, and you could probably get it down to like maybe 10 commands. But if you don't know if you're going to use it for lots of different things, then the best bet's to keep using this data pack, which as I said is in the description below, and you can have fun playing around with it. It's also got the new 1.14 data tags for like pandas and the new villagers and all that stuff, and new cats. So yeah, I'll quickly go back in game to do the outro. So everyone, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, it'd mean the world to me if you could leave a like. It really makes me happy to know that so many people are supporting what I do. Also, if you're new around here, a sub would be incredible. I usually do a command related video every single week, and this December I've even been pushing myself so hard that I've been making a video every 3 to 4 days. Anyway, if you want to suggest an idea, you can do that via my website, tweeting me at @itsbluecommander, or joining my Discord. All the links to those will be in the description. Anyway, thanks for spending 10 minutes of your time with me today, and I'll hopefully see you all next time. Bye.